What's going on, cousins? Listen, I want to talk to you guys today about the importance of stating your intentions and owning your shit. Far too many people, especially when it comes to life, relationships, and most importantly, business, a lot of us have a problem dealing with facts that can potentially either take you to the next level, whether it's your potential, your relationship, or your life, or completely kill or destroy any momentum that you have. And the biggest thing that you have to learn how to do is state your intentions. Now, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to businesses, a lot of us, we tiptoe around the things that are things that we care about because we're thinking about what the other person may think about us. But the problem that I begin to realize is that when you do not state your intentions up front, what happens is people begin to start to build their own perception of you that puts you in a box that you can't get out of typically. And what I typically mean by that is, if, say for an example, the reason why I want to build a business is so that I can be the greatest to ever do something, or I want to make a lot of money, or I just want to help a lot of people. I don't care about the money. If I don't state my intentions up front, whoever decides to do business with me, or whoever decides to be my customer, now have the opportunity to create whatever perspective or perception that they have of me. And if I want to keep that person, now I have to go and live out the perception and perspective of the customer and not myself. And this is why a lot of us, we end up being in a box. And we end up being in a box because we end up living life with everybody else's intentions for us because we never stated our intentions. If you want to get in a relationship and the only thing that you want to do is have sex, well, then you should not get into the relationship saying all the good stuff and the words that make the other person believe that you actually want a relationship and you really just wanted sex. And now you're in a relationship to where you feel stuck, and then they're not getting the most out of you because you really lied to appease them just so that you can find the easiest way for you to get what you want without stating your truth. And this is the biggest problem that I see, especially something I dealt with. When you don't state your true intentions, you don't live in the real truth. And when you don't live in the real truth, you don't allow for people to accept you for who you are. This thing is very important. When you don't speak your real truth and your intentions, you don't allow for people to accept you for who you really are. So, if I want to build a business, and I just want to get straight to the point, I don't really like a lot of people. I don't really like relationships. However, I am posing as if I like people. People's perceptions of my intentions will be, oh, he just loves people. So when one day you snap, it seems like it's against your character, when in truth, that is actually who you are. So I think it's very important for us to understand the importance of stating our intentions. Now, the second piece I want y'all to understand is the importance of owning your shit. A lot of us deal with anxiety because we're scared that insecurities or things that we have done may get out in the open and it may alter other people's opinions about us. But the best part about owning your shit is to air your own stuff out before anybody else can. That takes the shame away. So this is the reason why a lot of people say, bring your cares to the altar and give it to God and open your sins up and let God know your sins. Because it's something about just being open about where you have fallen short, where you have shortcutted, and what you have done that may have caused the effect of an organization, a business, or relationship, in owning it outright. Not allowing for other people to have power over any story over you, which will allow for you to actually live in a place of peace because you're not scared of the intention. So for an example, in our business, I overspended like $416,000 of expenses, right? At first I was getting anxiety because as the company was kind of dealing with a huge tough time, you know, I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, yeah, I spent $416,000 in expenses. Yes, it was too much. And what are we going to do about it? This literally just killed any thoughts that anybody could have, because I then rephrased it and said, but everybody has gotten paid more than they ever have in their life. So if we're going to look at this, we must also look at the other side. Now let's deal in truth. What this does, this allows for you to take power of a situation and not to allow other people's perception or intentions alter your state of being. This is why a lot of us feel out of control. We feel out of control because we're living in a life or in a bubble, asking ourselves, what do people think about me? And so what we do is we change our character, we change our intentions, we change our beings. We change our beings so that people can accept us. But in truth, we never get to allow for them to accept the truth of us or the realness of us, because we never stated our intentions and we never own our shit. This is a fact. So when you make a mistake, publicly acknowledge what mistake you made and then say, and what? And what? What's the play? You can leave, go ahead and leave. You want to accept me? Go ahead and accept me. But one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to live in darkness because you feel like you know something about me that I don't know. And this is why I love the movie 8 Mile, right? Because Eminem has so much anxiety that all these people knew so much scoop and scope about them, about him, and it was giving him anxiety because maybe people wouldn't like him or think about or think of him in a good way, a good light, until he got on the stage and aired all his own stuff out. Because what you will find out is, if you air your own deficiencies and inefficiencies out in the public, there is literally nothing anybody can do to make you feel bad because you aired it out. Because you laid it plain. You state your claim. You owned your shit. And you allow for the truth to come from your mouth first. Now, if anybody has anything to say, it's ancillary because you're the one airing your own stuff out. Doesn't that make sense? So what we have to do is, a lot of us are dealing with imposter syndrome. A lot of us are dealing with insecurities. A lot of us are dealing with anxiety only because you won't air out or own your stuff. And also, you have never stated your intentions. If I state my intentions up front, now you have to either accept who I am, or you have the ability to walk away. So fellas, if you have a specific intention for a lady, state your claim up front. If I state my claim up front, now she has the ability to either accept who I am or has the choice to walk away. Ladies, if you got intentions for a brother and all you want is to be paid and sprayed and pampered, you should state that claim up front. Therefore, allowing the brother to say, hey, yo, listen, if I'm going to do that, I want this. Does that make sense? You have to state your intentions up front. If you're running a business and you're in the business for money, don't act like you like people. State your claim up front. Yes, I'm in it for money. Yes, I make products so that I can make money. Yes, I'm looking for feedback so that I can make sure I got a good product so I can make money. If you love people, stop trying to act like you're hard. These two things will literally change your entire life if you accept what I am saying. State your claim. Let people know your intentions. And if people try to air you out, man, you're a bad entrepreneur, you're a bad businessman, or you're a bad such and such. Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you. And what's next? You did this, this, and this. Okay. Thank you. What's next? I think that you are a fraud. I think that you're a scam. Okay. I appreciate that. What's next? Well, you did this. I stated that. You want to know what's funny? There's a guy online. There's a guy online who called himself airing me out, right? There's a guy online who called himself airing me out. Not realizing that I saw him on my live IG when I was openly saying that I paid for press releases. I paid to speak on TEDx. I paid for promotion. Why? Because I look at paying for press releases on articles, newspapers, online. I look at paying for a TEDx speaking engagement as advertisement for my business so I can make more money. While other people look at those opportunities or platforms as stages and opportunity of badges of honor. I don't give a shit. Whatever I can do to get on those platforms, I can pay, borrow, or steal. I'm going to get on those platforms so that I can promote my business. So whatever you got to do about that, whatever you feel about that, that's up for you to decide, because I already said my intentions. And the worst type of person to deal with is a person where you think you know their intentions, but they really have a different motive. That's what the actual proverb of a wolf in sheep clothing come from. That's where the wolf in sheep clothing come from. Because the wolf don't state its intention up front, so it puts on the cloak of the sheep to look like they're the same, but they're not the same. This is why a lot of us have a lot of respect for these entrepreneurs, that they're tough, they're hard, but at least you know their intentions. At least you know why they're giving you game. So when they say all the time, so they say, Jake, you go live, you give game, you do all this stuff for free, man, you love us. Yeah, I love y'all, but I really love y'all also paying my company for services. So I go live and I give free game so that you can eventually trust me enough to buy something from me. I'm not doing it just for love. I'm not doing it just for kicks. I'm not giving y'all free game just to give y'all free game just for love of the people. No, I'm giving you free game to build my credibility, to let you know that I know what I'm talking about. So eventually you will end up purchasing from me because I'm stating my intentions up front. I'm stating my intentions up front. So if I state my intentions up front and you purchase from me, you made the decision to accept who I am. Does that make sense? It's very important that we understand this. When you understand to state your intentions, you will also, it'll be easier for you to own your shit. But if you never state your intentions that you have with a person, if you never state your intentions that you have with a person, guess what? It'll always be hard for you to own your shit. It'll always be hard for you to own your shit. State your intentions. Express what you really feel. And we got a lot of people on social media that claim to be for the people, but they really got selfish motives. That if they just stated their claim up front, the people will actually accept you. They wouldn't be skeptical about you. They know what you're here for, and they can accept that. Okay? So guess what? I want you to start stating your intentions. I don't care how hard it may be. I don't care how difficult the conversation may feel. State your intention up front. State it up front. State it up front. And when you state your intentions up front, it'll be 1,000 times easier for you to own your shit, because people know what it is. Got it? I love you. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Peace.